Mother Nature was the biggest winner this past weekend here in the Northeast. You know, we schedule these shows in April, hoping we can get them in. Well, for most folks, they didn't. But Utica Rome did on Friday night. They've actually opened the gates 3 times now. They had a practice and 2 races. Matt Janczuk picked up the win. Although I looked at the picture from Victory Lane and I said, wow, who's that guy in the car? And then I realized, wait, that's not Matt's car. So we got a lot of things to clear up. And also, a little while ago, Matt was talking about how he wasn't going to race much. So I guess we got to find out what is going on. So let's head out to, I believe he's in Hamilton right now, working today. Of course, he's the police chief out there. Matt Janczuk joins us. 3rd race of the season, 2nd at Utica Rome. How we doing, man?
Good, Doug. How are you?
Good. So tell me, first of all, why are we not in our own car?
Just last week, I was actually going to take a week off and, just be a race fan and watch or do stuff around the house. And then Mike Richmond, houses his car in my shop, so, really good friend. And he had some stuff going on at his house he wanted to take care of and asked me if I wanted to drive his car because he wanted to work on his house. And I said, yeah, I guess I will, and, to help him out. And so, he committed to his sponsors and, was obligated to have their names visible at the racetrack. And I haven't, done anything with my sponsors much. And so I said, yeah, I'll drive it. So that's what we did.
Very nice. Where'd you start?
We ended up starting on the outside pole because it was a redraw race. So,
right, early.
We started, I think, 5th in the heat, finished 2nd to Zach Welch. He was really good, and it's nice to, see these young kids come up and be successful. And I gave them everything I had in the heat race, but I couldn't get the job done. But made the redraw. The crew guys redrew the outside pole and put us next to Peyton Talbot.
All right, we get the lead right away.
No, it took me a lap or so, to get to the lead. Peyton got a jump on me down the front stretch, and then it took another lap or 2 to get by him. So
okay, all right. So the bigger question is, you and I were talking about this. I guess the people were kind of wondering. What are you exactly doing this year? Because you said you were going to race less. I believe you said you're going to camp a lot and stuff like that. So did this just kind of happen then? This was just a one-off almost, or what?
Yeah, I mean, Mike has, said it before the season started, there'd be some races he wasn't going to race and wanted to know if I would drive it. I said, yeah, when time comes, we'll figure it out. I didn't expect it to be this early in the season because he had a really good run opening night, and he's got a brand-new Teal Pro car that he's super pleased with, so I didn't think it'd be this early. And, get a little bit of cabin fever sitting around working on him all winter.
Sure.
And, he put that car together and through the off-season in my shop. So I thought for sure he'd be racing, but he's got a lot going on, too. He's a property owner and bought some land and looking to build a house and try to, fix his house up. And just
I see.
A lot of things going on.
Of course, your son's going to race, isn't he?
Yeah. We put together a brand new slingshot over the winter for him. Got some new sponsorship for him as well, and Zielinski's Asphalt coming on board, and they're super people. They've been super helpful and really supportive of me and Brody, and so we put a new car together for him, and man, what a difference it's made. And just a couple of practice and a couple times out in that thing, it's made for him. Last week, he finished 3rd on Friday night, and I think it was probably the best race that I've seen him drive ever. It's his 3rd season now, but he's only raced 20 races in 3 seasons, so it's not a lot of races. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on him this year. We're going to hit I think Brookfield when they have the races there, and maybe try to sneak out to Glen Ridge maybe when time permits and scheduling and all that stuff. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And, of course, remember, guys, to subscribe and turn on those notifications. We're off to a good start this year and hoping to do a lot of very, very cool things. So then how do you balance Brody's need to race and the need for you and the family to do the camping and that kind of stuff then?
Some of the camping plans have been planned around the weeks actually with the slingshot, so it doesn't affect him racing at Utica Rome at least.
Mm-hmm.
My intentions were right from the get-go, if, when he was racing, that I would probably race just because I'm there anyways. But after seeing last week how much it helped me just coaching him and talking to him and explaining to him some driving techniques, and I kind of realized how much it helped him being able to do that. And then, so I missed the redraw and had one of the crew guys draw for me just so I could be out there watching him, where last year, I wasn't out there to watch him every time, whether it was in tech or whatnot. So I think that really opened my eyes some more to not race probably when he's racing, or maybe not as much, depending on what's going on. So I think my plan is to race this week, just because I don't have any plans this weekend. And then the following weekend, we actually do have a camping trip planned, but it's a local trip, first one of the season in a new camper. So we're just staying close by to home at a local campground that just opened. So for the season. So we're going to go there and stay for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and come home Sunday. And we'll go to the racetrack right from the campground. Just go back after racing.
I was looking at some of the pictures on your racing page there on Facebook. What happened to the sprint car?
I had the opportunity to drive that, and then we had some issues with it. With the throttle actually was sticking and had some brake issues, which the two don't go well together.
No.
So they worked on that, and then just timing never really worked out to get back in it for Utica. That's really what we were going to do, is play around with that Utica Rome Fulton. I didn't have a lot of time to invest with the team to even work on it or help them work on it, which they weren't asking for, but it would help me as a driver to know more about it. And so they got it fixed, and then it ended up going to Fulton to get shaken down on a Saturday, and I was out of town racing somewhere else, and it ended up getting involved in a wreck and tore up pretty bad. So it got fixed throughout the rest of the season. It got fixed by the end of the season, and then Brandon Warner owns that whole setup now, and I actually just talked to him just recently and told him I didn't really have the time to commit to it, so I was kind of just stepping aside from it.
Sure.
And if something in the future happens, Brandon's a super good guy too, and
yeah, so on Saturday actually, him and his son Blake, nice kid.
Yeah, they're super nice people, and I'm sure if the time and opportunity present itself, or if I wanted to do it again, I'm sure I could, give him a call and we could play around with it. But it was super fun. It was a humbling experience for me to be able to jump in it the first time and actually qualify with it, out of, through the heat races and stuff. And, cars went home that night, and, I was fortunate to get it in the show and the first time ever sitting in one, but certainly a different experience.
All right. Well, you let me know if that changes. And, again, he will be there this week, but then we'll have to wait and see how much that we will see Matt Janczuk this year. I would imagine Super Dirt Week and big events, right?
Yeah, that's my intentions, is to run some of the bigger shows. I'm really hoping to try to find a modified deal to drive a few times.
Nice, wouldn't it?
I might have a deal to be able to go to Fulton a couple times. I really like that racetrack, and unfortunately, I'm not allowed to race my sportsman car there, but I'm welcome in a modified, which is what it is. And, I'm hoping to maybe get into a couple races there, and I'd really like to find, something to drive at Utica than some of the bigger modified races even. But
very good.
My intentions now is to race when I feel like racing, and I'm not camping. Camping's almost expensive or more expensive than racing sometimes.
That's true. Initial investment, but you can't lose it all in one spin. So that's a nice thing, too. So
we got a bunch of trips planned for the summer, and, unfortunately the weather's cold right now, and a lot of these campgrounds aren't even open. So wife's got a bunch of places booked, and in the meantime, if one of the ones that I won the battle on was like the Memorial Weekend. I'm going to Weedsport, and she wanted to go camping, but I said that was the only one I really wanted to make sure I go to, because I really like going to Weedsport.
So that's what's going on, guys. That's how he got the win in a different car. You'll see him there this weekend, and it sounds like we'll see him a lot more over the course of the summer at select events. Matt, I appreciate the time. I'll be out to see you soon. We'll have a little fun. You know what I'm talking about, and we'll see you soon then. Okay, man?
That sounds good, Doug.
Again, turn on those notifications, guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Otherwise, you're going to miss a lot this summer.